are you
What's the
doing?
purpose? What's the purpose?
You know what I mean?
What's the purpose?
What are you doing? You can't even take a joke. Some people can't even take a joke.
Well, you got some
seriously.
people, though, man. They're so heavenly bound, they're no earthly good.
Right.
Huh?
Yeah, so heavily bound, and you know, man,
you're not on my level. I cannot laugh. I cannot do anything. I cannot. I'm just gonna sit here and act uncomfortable and be judgmental and look down my nose at everything you do.
Hey, want to be everything but human, right?
Yeah.
You want to be an angel. Well, you're not meant to be an angel. You know, you don't hear about angels laughing, right?
No, he gave us the human experience. God gave us it. You know, the funny thing, God gave us what more? He gave us choice, freedom of choice, freedom to choose, right? But animals can only be animals. He made us better because other than the freedom to choose, we just like dogs and cats and rats. What makes us different? We have the same anatomy. Right. You feel me? Got a heart, lungs, you know what I'm saying, though? You know, personal stuff on you, you know, female, male, all that stuff, right? But we have the freedom to choose. We have the freedom to be whoever we want to be. We have the freedom to be more than what we think we are in our mind. Again, the only limits we set are the ones we set on ourselves. And that's my whole thing that I always want to continue to tell people, you know, don't set the limits on yourself. Dig deep. Find out who you are. Get into your mind. Turn everything else off and really just listen and understand who you are. And you will find yourself in a whole better place once you realize that. And if you're a negative person that speaks on negativity, I challenge you today. To every time that you think about saying something negative, you write it down. You take note of it. You take a mental note and you grab that thought and you arrest that thought. You grab it and you throw it away. Be conscious of those negative thoughts that you throw out there. Be conscious of what you throw out there in the universe. Be conscious of what you call yourself. Be conscious of what you tell yourself. I ain't gonna never get it right. I'm always dumb. I'm just stupid. Then why are you telling yourself that? Why do we always go to the negative thoughts of ourselves? Why do we always go to the bottom of the barrel of ourselves? If God said, we talked about before, if God said, I made you a masterpiece, how are we going to talk down on ourselves? How are we going to talk down on you? Because we get mad if somebody else diss us. If somebody else come to you now and say, man, you ain't this, you ain't that, you be ready to fight. So what about yourself? What about what you tell yourself? So fight yourself to love yourself.
Before you know, even like really, like I agree with you, bro. And like, you know, when you think about poverty, you know, and it's a show, but I'm talking about real life too.
Yeah.
Even in good times, you see that family was really happy, bro, and they was in a poor circumstance, and that's a show. But at the same time, I knew
about good times.
Yeah, good times.
Bad
times. I knew in my and I know it. And I know in my
I'm messing up your point, but go ahead.
I still need to get some money. I never got the project either, bro. Let's stop there.
Never.
But like you said, we need a balance, man. Because but I remember living in the projects. You know, I remember my grandma, and I was a little kid then. But all my uncle, I remember that little small apartment, and all my uncles and aunts living in one small apartment. And man, they were happy, you know. And they eventually moved out, but it showed because they had each other, bro. That's the point I'm trying to hit on. And there's no money on that. There's no, because a lot of times we get out and get money and establish, and we lose sight of that. You know what I mean? So we need both, though. It's a balance, right?
It is a balance. It is a balance.
My point is, like I was saying, you know, they say laughter. They say laughter is good for the soul. You know what I mean? Laughter is good for the soul.
It's good
medicine. You know. And what is it to live life, going through life, working hard, doing all this stuff, and not relaxing, not being able to enjoy it? What are you working for? So, like I say, it's a balance, man. And but I think a lot of times people they don't think about this stuff. Like you say, they think it should be like this. They gotta have everything perfectly. Let your hair down sometimes. You know what I mean?
Some people don't know how to relax,
go according to the script.
Some people don't know how to relax sometimes.
There
because
you go.
Again, all the stuff is on your mind. Because you can look at somebody and you can see it on their face. Man, you got a lot on your mind, don't you? Hey, young lady, you have a lot on your mind, don't you?
You got a lot on your mind. Right.
They wear it on their face because they don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to process it. And again, their experiences, their teachers through life have told them this is how you deal with problems. This is how you handle problems. Because what we do and how we respond is based on what we see. We are the product of our environment. When we say this all the time, we hear about this all the time. We are the product of our environment. So if your environment is negative, there's some negativity that's going to seep off on you, man. There's some negativity that's going to be in you. Now, how you process and how you deal with it as you get older is up to you. But the memories are there. If you see daddy beating on mama, you can't take that away. If you see mama beating on daddy, you can't take that away. If you've been told you ain't going to never be nothing and you're done, you can't take that away. You know, but what you can do is that you can go through life and you can either have other experiences or have divine appointments with other people that tell you, no, you're not what they call you. You're not what they tell you. You're not what that is. Because again, once you locked into who you are, nobody can tell you nothing different. You know who you are, bro. Nobody can tell you anything different than that. You 10 toes down in who you are and what you're supposed to be doing. And you know that. And so that's my thing is that I challenge everybody again. Know you. Know who you are. Or someone else is more than happy to tell you who they want you to be.
Right, I had
if
to really
someone else,
deep.
you're not yourself.
Man, I don't know, like you saying, and that's really, it's crazy, bro. Because you know, like you say, your environment do affect you, especially when you're a young child. You know, and it could change disposition. And like I say, it took me going to prison and really, bro, praying, and I started reading these like self-help books, bro, for real.
Sir.
And then that started making me, you know, like I was mentioning the 8 Keys of Greatness. I was reading some other stuff, you know, about esteem and everything. And man, it was dropping these gems and jewels on me so much. Okay, and that built up a lot of my confidence. I'm like, man, because I never felt that I was somebody important, bro. After I reached a certain age, because nobody wasn't telling me, hey, you can be this and you can do this a lot, you know. Some people, but I didn't get it a lot from everyday experiences. So I never looked at myself highly up on myself, where I could be this, I'm a king, or I can, make it out the projects. And I never seen that. You know, I never looked at myself like that. So, of course, that affected me. So that goes back to what you were saying. And I think we need to be retaught. If we don't think like what we're saying, somewhere along the line, we got to be retaught and be teachable too. And so we don't want to mess our kids up like this, because that's what exactly it's going to do. If we think like this and we're programmed to think like this, and we're gonna, like, however you are, you're gonna pass that on. If I come home stressing, fussing, mad, and things I say, right, you know, whatever movie I see or whatever, everything that I see, and I got some negative comment, well, my daughter sitting right there, she listening to that too. So what are we doing?
The subconscious, man. The subconscious grabs it, and then the conscious mind spits it out. And
and then we want to whoop them. Oh, you acting out? What up? Well, Dad, I heard you talking like this at home.
Yes.
That's all you talk about. Like, you hate your job. Man, some people complain all the time. Man, I hate my job. I hate this.
I know
hate
people
that.
like that.
But
all they
some
do
people don't have
is
a job.
complain about what's wrong.
Yeah.
And can never
right.
see what's right.
You know what I mean? The food ain't right at the restaurant. I'm going to take them back. I'm going to clown these people.
Yeah,
I've seen some video.
I'm going to tell you.
Never went in Popeyes. You know what I mean? Clowning, bro. Like, I'm going to whip the manager. Somebody, why they got her working? I'm like, man, really? It takes all that time, bro. So that. It's just how you handle it.
Man, I've been in French's on 2-piece Tuesdays, right? And you know how that go. So folk waiting in line, they trying to get that 99-cent chicken, baby, right? So you in the line, right? I mean, it was one older cat, man. He was just complaining. Man, it don't make no sense. They ought to hire somebody else. Oh, they ought to do this. Ought to do that. I said, and I just stopped them. I said, say, folks. I said, you got anything positive to say? He said, what you mean? I said, well, I've been in this line about, 3-4 minutes, man. I ain't heard you say not one positive thing since I've been standing here, man, about nothing and nobody. I said, you mean you just live your days like that? He was like, nah, man, I'm just saying, man, they ought to do this and they ought to do that. I said, but I'm just saying, though, man, they doing their job and they doing the best they can. They doing the best they can. You would expect that same kind of courtesy if you were behind that counter, man. You know, so patience. We want it.
Right.
We want to receive it, but I be god dog.
Right.
We gonna give it to anybody if we're in a hurry. If you left late for work, don't get mad at me because I'm cruising and chilling. I ain't got nowhere to be at a certain time. You left late. Why you mad at me? And you didn't pass by me, staring at me, looking at me crazy because I'm chilling. Because I left early enough to chill. You in a hurry. Leave earlier the next day.
Man.
You feel me? Don't be mad about you and looking at you crazy and stuff like you in their way. Hey, brother, that's not my fault. That's not my fault. You in a hurry that you almost late and you on your last strike. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
But you express your anger on me. It's my fault. Man, please. And that's what misery sad people do.
Hey, man, this dude, I remember this story. You're right, too, bro, because it happens a lot. But this dude, it was like a story. So this man was honking and chasing this man down at night, man. It's like, man, turn your lights on. Man, I say, what? Look over there. And that man ain't have his lights on his car. and what the story was kind of saying is that, can we be like that as far as a human being? We trying to tell somebody something positive, and, you know, and like I'm going back to what our kids, you know, our kids, we telling our kids to be positive. We saying it in words, but our action is showing, man, ooh, I'm going to whoop such and such, and, you know, it's always drama. So what are you saying? Yeah. You can't turn the light on in them if the light on ain't in you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
well,
what
I apologized to my son the other day because I told him, I said, man, I apologize, excuse me, if I yell at you. If you feel like I'm yelling at you about something, I said, but there's certain things that I want you to get because my son don't stay with me, right? And that was the hardest thing about the divorce aspect of not seeing him every day. And so like I tell him, I say, I'm passionate about what I want for you. I'm passionate about that I want you to see the best you that you can be, right? And so I get frustrated and you kind of have that whole hum kind of mentality. I'm like, dude, no, that's not the way to be. And so I get a little laugh when I talk to him and get a little, hey, man, that's not what I want for you. But I want you to realize that. Because I can't live your life for you. And so, but I apologize to him. I say, man, you know what? I apologize for any time that I made you feel like I don't appreciate the young man that you are now because I want you to do something else. You know, so I want you to understand that I love you and support you no matter what. But at the end of the day, I want you to be the best person that you can be, and I don't want you to mistake my passion, you know, for me being angry or mad at you for being who you are at this particular point in your life. And so I had to clear that up with him, and I'm man enough to do that.
Right. Hey, man, and like you said, you know, and I understand exactly what you're saying, bro, and there's probably be some future topics, like, you know, I don't see my daughter every day, you know, and I talk to her all through the week.
Yeah,
at different times. She had different stuff going on, you know what I mean? And I support as much as I can, you know. And you're right, because I feel the same way. You know, I try to, you know, I have a lot of talks with my daughter, you know what I mean, more than anything, and set the example.
Yes, sir.
But I have a lot of talks with her. And a lot of times we talk when I pick her up, you know, we have a talk, and she have a lot to say to me. I listen to her. Like, and what I respect what you're saying, because, you know, I don't apologize to my daughter too as well. You know, baby, you know, daddy ain't trying to fuss at you. You know, I didn't mean it like that. I just want you to know I love you. So, but we're not perfect either. So but you know, we do love you. So that's real, bro. That's why I can feel it. But
yeah, man, exactly,
man. We got to do that.
That's my thing, man, because I want the best. I want the best for for my son, and that's like I said. Sometimes he wanting that best comes across as again that I'm not appreciative of who he is, and so I just want him to understand that. And the reason why I knew that because we had a conversation. I'm like, hey, son, what are some of the things you want to see better from me, or what's some of the things that you would not like? And so he said, I feel like you yell too much. I'm like, okay, well, let me work on that. You know, let me work on that part of it because, again, I'm not trying to spend my time with you yelling and fussing at you the whole time, making you feel it. But also the reason why I yell and fuss because why am I repeating the same thing to you that I've already told you that you should already know? You know what I mean, though? And so that's where it comes into play at. But, again, though, patience, understanding, and again,
Right.
as I'm raising him, he's raising me too. So we're both experiencing,
Right.
having experiences, and we're both trying to muddle our way through this thing as best as we can with as much love and patience as possible. Because I don't go out here and talk, oh, Shelton J, think about a radio. We have all these subjects and topics as if everything is perfect in my world. No, I'm human just like everyone else, and I'm out here striving to be the best I can be, just like everyone else.